it's hard, and not having the same rights as other people. And we've had friends go to other states and to get married, but none of those rights will be recognized here in Montana. They have 1,001 federal rights, but they won't really do anything to interact with the Montana rights. Montana will probably be one of the very last states to accept marriage on the books.
We don't know that for a fact, but we know how long it took them just to get the felon law off the books. I mean, a long time after the Gibson lawsuit. Even after they won that, they didn't take it off the books for 7 or 8 years. So we don't anticipate even if the Supreme Court acts, we don't really know how long it'll take the legislature to recognize that.
Oh, it impacts our life every day. You kind of wake up every day a little fearful about that you won't be able to make a decision for them if something medically happens to your partner. Even now, we've filled out all the papers. We've done everything legally that we can do, but at any moment, somebody in her family could step in and make that so that I couldn't do it. And that would be really hard. It's just we don't have a lot of discrimination in our community. I mean, people have been pretty accepting here in Laurel, and we love that here. People seem to realize that we're your teachers, we're your police officers, doctors, lawyers. There's a good support system in all of Montana.
And we're frustrated. I mean, I want to be able to do everything for her that any other spouse would do for their partner. And they don't allow us to do that. I mean, when her dad died, I had to take personal leave, and I was fortunate to still have some of that time left at that point in the year, in the spring, so that I could be supportive to her and her mom during that time. Otherwise, I couldn't have even gotten the time off work, while Kelly was grieving. And that to me is just terrible.
When we adopted our son, it took way more time to get a birth certificate for him because they didn't know how to write a birth certificate for him, because all they had on form was mother and father, and we're not mother and father, and so we had to call our friends that live in Illinois that had adopted children. One of my friends from high school, and he says, well, why don't you throw this out to them? And we finally did. So we have co-parent and co-parent, and I think I ordered 7 or 8 copies of his birth certificate, so we didn't have to go through this again.
Yeah.
But it was, they were pretty stumped on how do I do this, and which was surprising.
I think they've only had a second joint adoption in the state of Montana. I think there have only been 2.
Yeah, we were the first.
Point. Yeah. We do all the same things that married couples do. I mean, we own a house. We get up in the morning. We go to work. We eat dinner as a family. But
that's rule number 1 in this house.
Right. But for some reason, I don't want to say that they get stuck on the idea of the bedroom, but on some level they do. They don't see past that, and there's a whole big picture to who I am, who Kelly is, and who we are together.
Yeah. We're just people,